Hi, my name is Heather Buller. I am a student of MBA 632 Cross-Cultural Management with Professor Marcel Wilson Davis. I am analyzing the cross-cultural management of AB InBev since they've acquired SAB Miller. Thomas Buckley for Bloomberg.com on September 28, 2016, confirmed that AB InBev, maker of the Budweiser brand of beers and the largest beer maker in the world, would purchase SAB Miller, the world's second largest beer maker, for $106 billion on October 10, 2016. SAB Miller manufactured brands like Stella Artois, Castle, Beck's, and Foster's Beers. Peter Guest of CNN stated in October of 2015 that the deal would create an international powerhouse brewer with 30% of global beer sales. The global growth of the brewing market forced AB InBev to evaluate their strategy for the next big market, Africa. Guest reported that profit growth in the brewing industry will come from sub-Saharan African markets over the next decade. SAB Miller had around 40 brands in Africa and earned approximately a third of its revenue from 37 markets in Africa, and AB InBev had no presence in that area until now. In December of 2015, Forbes reported that by purchasing SAB Miller, AB InBev would have access to the fast-growing Latin American market, which made up 35% of SAB Miller's earnings. This acquisition means AB InBev will need to ensure they are equipped to cross-culturally manage the new employee base. To be successful in a new environment, leaders need to understand the workforce cultures with which they are dealing with. When a company is sold, it means that there will be change. This change creates uncertainty for employees, and each person moves along the change curve at a different pace. Understanding how cultures cope with the change is imperative to the leaders. Change management is a very important aspect of business. There are seminars, training, articles, and even degrees centered around change management. Leading a team through change can be one of the most difficult as well as the most important jobs of a leader. When people are change averse, every idea can be met with resistance. The focus becomes why can't or shouldn't we do something rather than the possibilities of doing it better. This can delay or shut down an organization's progress. Ideas are ignored because change is just too difficult. A strong leader who understands the importance of avoiding uncertainty can plant seeds with their team to minimize the anxiety that comes with change. HarvardBusinessReview.com reported in a post in January of 2016 by Quinn & Quinn that people who feel like they are a part of change and have a voice of influence are more likely to go along with change rather than resist it. It's important to change gradually and course correct when possible. When leaders introduce change by getting the team to give ideas a chance, then evaluate and discuss feedback on how it's working, implement course corrections when necessary, the team doesn't feel like they are locked in. The change doesn't feel like an unjustified difference, but rather an evolution of improvements. As a result of the acquisition, AB InBev leaders will receive training on leading teams through change and cultural diversity. After this training, there will be regular quarterly check-ins to see how the integration of the new teams is progressing and to decide what changes or additional training needs to happen. Denise Cox posted to newsweaver.com about AB InBev's employee communication tool. AB InBev coordinates all internal communications for employees to ensure they only get the communications that are relevant to them, personalized to the employee's role, location, and language. AB InBev uses data analytics to target the content and ensure that communications are timely. They also translate the content into 5 languages, customizing the message for the employee's needs. This communication method has been effective and will continue to serve AB InBev well. Although the acquisition of SAB Miller will add complexity to their communications, they already have an effective tool in place to manage it. Andrew Hill reported for FinancialTimes.com about AB InBev's approach to motivation. Each year, they start budget expenditures at 0 as an element of control. CEO Carlos Brito encourages the team to dream big and think like entrepreneurs. Employees are expected to build the company, not their resume. The team's performance is constantly monitored and reviewed formally once a year. There is extreme internal competition to exceed. They reward with cash and equity those who achieve the tough targets. The motivation is working. In 2014, nearly 100,000 candidates applied for 147 graduate training program jobs within the company. This illustrates that there is an exceptionally high demand for people to join their culture. AB InBev will review this reward system and adjust it to fit the cultures that it reflects. The same rewards that work in one country may not be successful in another. In order to offset this, AB InBev will develop a global motivation and rewards program for its employees. After the merger, AB InBev has added policies to their website. They published several including Code of Business Conduct, Human Rights Policy, and Responsible Marketing and Communication Code. The Human Rights Policy speaks to their cultural diversity and their commitment to aligning business practices to those cultures. The Code of Business Conduct outlines AB InBev's focus on utilizing their code to follow cultural guidelines. They commit to maintaining high integrity ethically, both internationally and nationally. The Responsible Marketing and Communications Code publishes AB InBev's commitment to maintaining honest communications that consider cultural differences in their markets. They express that compliance to this code is mandatory for all efforts across media. In conclusion, AB InBev has embraced their new global brand. This now must translate into cultural adjustments for employees to all programs and policies. AB InBev will utilize its global vision as structure for its corporate goals, but will translate how each region contributes to those goals with cultural adjustments to processes, attitudes, and focus. Thanks so much.